Here's what I want to happen this evening. We haven't done this for a while. We had a security issue before. But what we're going to do is I have 3 public comments. I am going to ask the people, and we're going to make our best effort to give these people the ability to read their own statements into the record. I have statements from Tracy Costan, Dawn Schneider, and Carol Johnson. So would you bring those in one by one, and let's enjoy hearing from these people. Tracy, good evening. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I actually have a comment on agenda item 10B. Do you want me to read it now?
If you would like to read it now and then have me repeat it when that item comes up, or wait, if you intend to stay at the meeting, that's good. Either way, it works for us.
Okay, I'll read it now. 10B is on location filming agreement revision. I have a concern with this agenda item as it is not clear if the district has been recently approached for filming or if this measure is being taken for any potential future filming. Custodial staff has been working diligently to sanitize and keep our school sites clean and ready for when the students go back on site. The health department is scheduled to do a walkthrough of the sites to make sure they are safe and ready for the reopening, per Superintendent King's comment at the last meeting. And now we're considering allowing film crews to go onto the sites. My other concern in this agenda item under goals is listed as both fiscal and community engagement. I'm presuming under the gold standard, the fiscal advantages for filming, what that would do for the district, but I don't believe it falls under community engagement, as the community does not benefit from filming. The county receives benefits, not our town. And how can our community, which has relatively low COVID numbers, benefit from having film crews coming from LA, Hollywood, and San Fernando Valley who could possibly infect our sites and also staff our at the school site? So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Since this is a discussion item, I hope staff's been listening, and I hope that those concerns will be brought forward as part of the staff report. If it's necessary to table this item until those things can be considered, then we might want to do that as the item approaches. My understanding is someone else has asked to make a public comment. We will consider those in a minute after we get through these other 2. Thank you, Tracy. Is Dawn Schneider ready for us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, Dawn.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Pfalzgraf.
Please share your feelings with us.
All right, during the last board meeting, Andy Kendall made a public comment that suggested reassigning an employee from the district office with an administrative credential to Meadowlark in lieu of hiring a principal to fill the position. I would like to express my support for that idea. Knowing our district has recently lost a significant number of students, it seems fiscal responsibility should be a top priority for our district. Many of our programs struggle to have the funding available to meet the needs of the kids. This is an opportunity to show the community that the board is looking ahead to the looming fiscal crisis due to the loss of enrollment, to proactively restructure roles of the employees in the district office to allow both long-term cost savings by not hiring another administrator right now and free up some money in the budget to be used directly to impact academics, athletics, art, drama, etc. If there's an absolute unequivocal need to hire a replacement at Meadowlark, why are we not looking to the inside to identify a rising talent? Why not look to invest and train teachers that work in our district to be administrators? Our teachers are highly invested in our district and understand the community. I ask that the board at least discuss and question whether it is a smart financial move to hire another new administrator in the middle of a pandemic with continued uncertain times ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. This would fall under the personnel action report. Stick around. I will pull that item off the consent agenda this evening. Next, we'll hear from Carol Johnson. Carol? Give her plenty of time, exhaust all efforts. This is far more exciting when the people actually read them instead of listening to my monotone, gravelly, sandpaper droning. At least I think. I don't need any clarification that that's true, thank you. No? Alrighty then, I will read this as it is typed. Letter to the board, good evening. Thank you for your time. My comment tonight is threefold, and I will be short and to the point, but am always available to talk in more detail with any of you. 1, why are we even considering hiring a principal at Meadowlark right now? We have other options that should be investigated. First, our district is severely top-heavy as it is, and I'm sure we can find someone there to step up for the next couple of months or even to finish out a school year if needed until things can settle down and we can reevaluate the need and our financial standing. If we don't have anyone, oh look, I've timed myself out. If we don't have anyone at the district office that could do it, I would be questioning the qualifications of those individuals then and why they are making the salaries they are. 2, where do we stand with athletics? Are all teams practicing or at least moving in that direction? If not, why? 3, besides Ken, are the rest of the board members aware that VHS PTSO meetings are being recorded, even though participants are not advised that the meeting is being recorded, which I believe is illegal, and even more importantly, that the recording is not being made available upon request? Thank you, Carol Johnson. And she provides her phone number. I believe there will be several people that might want that phone number. Carol offers herself to be available to talk in more detail. So we'll leave this with the district office, but I think there's some people that may wish to talk to Carol. Thank you, Carol. Do we have someone else there now? And it is, who are we? Is it Jackie?
Yes.
Jackie, my favorite environmentalist. Awesome. Bring Jackie in, please. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening. I'm sorry I missed the last couple of meetings. There's been a lot of things going on. But I did want to let you know at 5:30 this evening, the High Speed Rail Authority unveiled their new proposed route in the community of Acton. It's all underground to the community. However, there is an access construction portal. They use different words, but that's basically what it is. That will be running trucks through it 24 hours a day. And it will be accessing the portal from Antelope Woods and Crown Valley. We have asked the high-speed rail to, the meeting tonight was for the entire route, so many, many people from Palmdale and Table Canyon and everywhere. So we have asked to have a sort of a workshop that's just sort of for our community, Acton and Agua Dulce, and to explore what this access portal will look like, the configuration. So all the dirt lot right now, we're concerned about, air quality impacts, of course, and a lot of tailings will be coming out. So I wanted the school board to be aware of that, and also the candidates to be aware of that. And I'm hoping that the school board will, consistent with your standards, engage the community and engage with the community on this issue and this new configuration that they're proposing, and join us in asking them for a workshop that's just for our community, because the draft EIR is now slated to be out in the spring, and so we need to have a lot of questions answered. Thank you very much.
Jackie, I think my hearing aid is needing batteries. Are you trying to tell me that there is going to be a portal in which they will be daylighting tailings?
That is correct.
Thank you. Noted. Thank you, Jackie. Is there anyone else that has contacted us to speak? Thank you all. Tess, it's Ken. I'm going to read this even though I voted no on your resignation. Good evening, Mr. King, President Pfalzgraf, and distinguished board members, Mrs. Jensen, Mr. Fox, Mr. Jorgensen, Mr. Roque. My name is Tess Toledo, and I'm currently principal of Meadowlark School. I want to take this opportunity to send you my sincerest gratitude for the continued support you have displayed towards me and my family through my time here. During the saddest and most difficult months of my life, our district personnel and board members displayed such compassion and love towards me and my family, and I want you all to know how much that means to us. The staff and families of Acton and Agua Dulce have supported me in so many ways. I want all of you to know that we appreciate and love you all for this support. It has been an honor and privilege to serve as Meadowlark's principal for the past 3 years, and I will treasure every moment as a lifelong memory. I wish you all the very best, and will miss you all. Tess, this is Ken Pfalzgraf. I found you to be the model of professional behavior and commitment. So many times it's difficult for someone to enter onto a campus, be humble, get along with people, but then also expect that the campus runs as it should. And so again, you are somebody that I appreciate very much, that doesn't bring a lot of personal baggage in for people to tie on to, and it's just get to business. I think the manner in which you showed equity to all your students from the least to highest performing is incredible. I have a personal testimony of that, is how you bond with my child, who doesn't like to be touched and is generally very unsocial and has taken on the characteristics of her father. But your time here is marked by providing a campus that is emotionally, physically, and educationally safe, and that will be a testament that you leave to this district. Thank you for your service, Tess. My comments are going to be very short this evening. I, as well, attended the CTA charter update regarding 1505, Assembly Bill 1505, and its implications. I hope everyone paid close attention to Larry's reference about charter administration and revenue changes that are going to come forward very quickly, again, with the developments of San Diego County District Attorney case number SDC 266439, even as lately as today. I'm seeing a study session coming up in the very near future, and I would support that. So I think the rest of the board members covered everything adequately, so let's move on. For a matter of record, it is not the board's position to hire staff. The superintendent is responsible for hiring staff. So that said, in consideration of what the public has said, and what consideration of my esteemed fellow board members have said, my question to you, Mr. King, is it your recommendation to the board that this position at Meadowlark Elementary School is critical to the function of the district?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Couple questions for the superintendent. This was posted to the district website Monday evening with everything else?
Correct.
And it will stay there for the time that this is open for, before the board takes action?
Yes.
We want to make sure that it is posted,
Yes.
not just on the agenda, but there's a link to it where anyone could look at it.
Sure. Yes.
My concern is always, as a parks manager in the past in my career, part of it was running facilities and sports. I always look for opportunities when there's use agreements with sports groups and things that field condition, how it's recovery and how it is recovered and used. Most of these groups, like for example AYSO, if you sit down with them and talk to them before the season starts and say, hey, we're kind of starting off with this right now, it'd be nice if we could end up with this, I think that they are a resource, and as long as your agreements are right with your employee associations, that can be an ally, especially in times when the budget might be a little testy. So that said, let's keep this up on the district website, and my understanding is that this is just a modernization of a document that's been there for a long time. I do echo Coach Jorgensen's concerns about keeping things fine-tuned when people come in. It always concerns me, this might not be the place, but I find it amazing that the same county entity that stops students from coming into the schools will open the doors wide open to anyone who wants to come in and vote. And I think the voting has changed to where you can vote anywhere, anytime. And I love to make sure that everyone votes, especially when it's going to affect the consistency or the constitution of the board. But yeah, we want to make sure that the outsiders are held to the same rigorous demands that our own students are. That said, and having no other comments on this, I believe we're ready to move on to item B, location film use agreement revision. So my question is, this was posted to the site. It will remain at the site and not just buried in the agenda. So I would expect that someone will put a link that this policy is, so whoever wants to look at it for the next couple of weeks until it's approved can go to the site. My understanding is an update to an existing policy, and it's not being written to benefit or to be in consideration of any known or pending project. Is that accurate?
That's correct, yeah.
I think where we've run into some problems in the past is that maybe somebody who was new or wasn't discussed something that was happening within a quarter mile of a school. I think we had some community members that know this business, went out and asked someone where their permit was, and it was for another site or something like that. So there's confusion, there's disruption, and it appears that someone is just running roughshod over our school sites. I'm sure that wasn't their intention, but I vividly remember the last one. And so one part of this is I would, during your cabinet meeting, want to make sure that all of your cabinet understands what this means and the importance of communicating what is going on when they are approached by someone, and to run that to the district office so no one is blindsided by all kinds of movie trucks coming in. And those are my comments. So we can close discussion on this and move into future agenda items. Board, is there anything under future agenda items you want to talk about or add? We can get this out of the way right away. I support both of Vice President Jensen's suggestions and would like to see first the re-entry policy. That needs to happen really quick, and I'm expressing some level of urgency, but if you can't read between the lines here, on the second one, a study session that talks about administrative and fiscal considerations that we're going to see in our charters. Do I have someone else that will join us in wanting to see those on the agenda?
This is Brandon. I definitely support those.
Thank you. We have what we need. Staff, I'll leave that up to you, but I think you are well aware of what time constraints are. I personally do not want to see kids coming into a school where voting has taken place for 5 days and staff has not been able to come to say that these sites have been cleaned and they are ready to accept students, not even one. I think there are a couple of issues at play here. First, we don't want to be in violation of IEPs. If it's time for an assessment and you've got 60 days to do it and you're at day 30, and yeah, that's its own thing. But I think in a broader sense, I think a reentry program for somebody coming in for an assessment can become a broader policy for someone saying and having the opportunity to tell the community, this is what you can expect, this is what it will look like, and this is your opportunity to give us input. That's kind of, am I capturing the nature of your request, Kelly? We are in the middle of an election season. That study session about the charters is critical to me. I want anyone who sits up here to be fully informed. Thank you. I think there's something pending there, and I think that drops into place. I don't want to turn this into a discussion item, but staff, please adjust your agendas to reflect the importance of these things and the timeliness of these things.